Every day, you're either building a habit that serves you or one that sabotages you. Think about that for a moment. The results you're living with today, your income, your health, your mindset, are not accidents. They're the direct reflection of the habits you've built over time. Not the big moments, but the small, consistent choices you make every single day. Today, I'm going to share with you the 7 daily habits that ultra-successful people live by. These are the practices that separate high achievers from the crowd. Not because they're special, but because they've committed to showing up with intention. Again and again when most people look for shortcuts or wait for motivation to strike. These habits aren't complicated, but they are powerful. They build momentum. They sharpen focus. They protect energy. And over time, they create a level of success that looks effortless on the outside, but is built on discipline behind the scenes. This isn't about working 20 hours a day or chasing perfection. It's about being deliberate with your day. It's about doing what matters, even when no one is watching. And it's about understanding that your future isn't built in a day, but it is built daily. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I break down the simple yet powerful routines that can shift your mindset, structure your day, and move you closer to the success you deserve. Let's dive in. Number 1, start the day before. Success doesn't begin in the morning. It begins the night before. Ultra-successful people understand this. They don't leave their mornings to chance. They don't wake up wondering what they're supposed to do or where their focus should go. They close each day with intention so they can begin the next with clarity. The truth is, when you end your day without a plan, you start your morning in confusion, and confusion is the enemy of progress. Before going to bed, take a few minutes to review your day. What did you accomplish? What could have been better? What's most important tomorrow? This simple habit of reflection not only builds awareness, it builds wisdom. It helps you recognize patterns, avoid repeated mistakes, and align yourself with your bigger goals. Then take a pen and write down your top 3 priorities for the next day. Not a to-do list with 20 tasks, but a focused list of the few things that truly move you forward. When you wake up, you shouldn't be scrolling through your phone or reacting to whatever pops up. You should already know your mission. That's what gives you momentum before most people even get out of bed. Also, visualize the next day. Picture yourself moving with confidence, completing your priorities, and winning small victories. That mental rehearsal sets your mindset before the day even arrives. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you prepare to do it. This one habit, ending each day with purpose, will make your morning smoother, your mind clearer, and your time more powerful. Don't wait for the alarm clock to tell you what to do. Decide the night before, because the real secret of winning the morning is owning the night. Number 2, own the first hour of your morning. The first hour of your morning sets the tone for the entire day. If you begin it in chaos, you carry that energy forward. If you begin it with clarity and control, everything that follows bends in your favor. Ultra-successful people understand this. They don't stumble into their mornings. They take ownership of them. They don't start with distractions. They start with intention. The world is noisy. Emails, messages, news, social media, all screaming for your attention. But the ultra-successful guard that first hour like a sacred ritual, because they know once they hand it over to outside demands, they've lost their power for the rest of the day. So what do? They build a morning routine that strengthens the mind, energizes the body, and sharpens the focus. Maybe it starts with silence, some quiet time to reflect, pray, or meditate. Maybe it includes reading something that feeds the brain, even if it's just 10 pages. Many choose to journal, writing down thoughts, goals, or gratitude. Others get their blood flowing with a short workout or stretching session. It's not about doing what looks good online. It's about doing what builds momentum. The key is to design a routine that works for you, and then guard it with everything you've got. Because once your day takes off, it's too easy to lose control. This hour isn't about being busy. It's about being aligned. It's about tuning your mind to your purpose before the noise of the world creeps in. And when you own your morning, you start stacking wins early. You begin with direction instead of distraction. You make decisions based on priorities, not pressure. Even just waking up 30 minutes earlier and using that time wisely can create a ripple effect that changes your entire life. That's the power of the first hour. It's your chance to lead yourself before anyone else gets the chance to influence you. And it's not just for CEOs or entrepreneurs. This habit belongs to anyone willing to say, I won't let the world rush me. I will start on my terms. Your mornings are not meant to be survived. They are meant to be owned. So take control, set your tone, build your momentum, and let the rest of the day rise to meet you. Number 3, focus on high-impact work first. There's a big difference between being busy and being effective. The ultra-successful don't wake up to react. They wake up to execute. And not just any task. They focus on the work that truly moves the needle. They've learned that if you don't do the most important thing first, the day will bury it under a pile of distractions. That's why their mornings are not filled with emails or errands. Their mornings are reserved for what matters most. High-impact work is the kind of work that creates progress. It's not about doing 100 little things. It's about doing the right few things with intention. Whether it's making a bold decision, crafting a vision, writing a pitch, or developing a new strategy, these are the actions that create results, not just motion. You see, most people spend their energy reacting to everyone else's agenda. They check their phones, dive into inboxes, put out fires, and by the time they get to their own goals, they're drained. That's not how the ultra-successful operate. They reverse the order. They give their best energy to their highest priorities. And that one switch changes everything. To build this habit, start by identifying your one thing each day. What is the one action that, if completed, would make everything else easier or even unnecessary? Do that first, before the noise, before the distractions, before the world starts pulling at you. Protect that sacred time like it's gold, because it is. And don't confuse urgency with importance. Not everything that screams for your attention deserves your attention. Just because something is loud doesn't mean it's valuable. Learn to say no to what's urgent so you can say yes to what truly matters. Also, minimize the temptation to multitask. Multitasking is a lie. It splits your focus, drains your energy, and lowers the quality of everything you do. The ultra-successful know that full attention on one thing beats scattered attention on 10. Deep work, uninterrupted time, and clear priorities, that's where the magic happens. So don't just fill your day, direct it. Don't just move with purpose. Focus on the tasks that create leverage, that build momentum, that bring results. Start your day like a master, not like a manager. Choose to act, not react. Because when you begin each day with high-impact work, you're not just checking boxes, you're building a future. Number 4, invest time in learning daily. There's one thing the ultra-successful never stop doing: learning. No matter how much they've accomplished, no matter how high they've climbed, they stay students. They understand that knowledge is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong investment. And if you stop learning, you start falling behind. In a world that changes fast, staying the same is not safe, it's dangerous. The most successful people don't wait for learning to happen by accident. They build it into their daily routine. They read, they listen, they study. Not because they're forced to, but because they know every new idea, every fresh perspective, every small insight can lead to breakthroughs. They understand that success is connected to growth, and growth requires feeding the mind every single day. You don't need 10 hours. You don't need a classroom. You just need to be consistent. Read 10 pages of a great book. Watch a video that teaches you something new. Listen to a podcast that challenges your thinking. Reflect on a past experience and draw out the lesson. Learning isn't just formal, it's everywhere. If your eyes are open, and here's the truth, what you learn compounds. One idea today, another tomorrow, and before long you're thinking differently, speaking differently, acting differently. You're solving problems faster. You're making smarter decisions. And it's not because the world changed, it's because you did. The ultra-successful also understand this. Your income rarely exceeds your level of personal development. You want to earn more? Learn more? You want to lead more? Grow more. You want to achieve more? Stretch more. The size of your results is directly linked to the size of your thinking, and thinking expands when you feed it daily. Make learning a non-negotiable. Schedule it, track it, protect it. Even if it's just 15 minutes a day, those minutes add up. That's over 90 hours a year. Imagine what 90 hours of focused learning could do to your future. It's not the time you don't have, it's the discipline you don't apply. So don't just work hard, grow smart. Don't just repeat the same day over and over. Level up with new wisdom. Become the kind of person who is always sharpening the blade. Because a sharper mind cuts through life's challenges with less effort. Your mind is your greatest asset. Feed it, stretch it, strengthen it. The more you learn, the more you earn. Not just in money, but in confidence, clarity, and opportunity. Make learning a daily habit, and life will start handing you better tools to shape your future. Number 5, guard energy and health. Like a fortune, success requires energy, not just time, not just effort, but energy, the fuel that powers your focus, your decisions, your creativity. The ultra-successful don't treat their health as an afterthought. They treat it as an asset. A high-performing body and a clear, focused mind are non-negotiable. Because when your energy is low, everything suffers. Your thinking, your productivity, your patience, your progress. Most people think health is only about avoiding sickness. But the ultra-successful know it's about maximizing vitality. They sleep with purpose, eat with discipline, and move their bodies consistently. Not because it's trendy, but because their future depends on it. They protect their energy like a billionaire. Protects wealth, strategically, intentionally, and without compromise. Start with sleep. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Quality sleep restores your brain, balances your emotions, and recharges your body. Sacrificing sleep for work is not hustle, it's sabotage. Without rest, your mind becomes foggy, your decisions get sloppy, and your emotions become unstable. Then comes nutrition. Your body runs on what you feed it. Garbage in, garbage out. Ultra-successful individuals fuel themselves with foods that energize, not just satisfy. They drink water like it's a performance enhancer because it is. They avoid sugar crashes and energy roller coasters. They eat for stamina, not for boredom or stress. Movement matters too. You don't need a gym membership or an intense routine, just a commitment to move. Walk, stretch, train, breathe. Daily activity clears the mind and sharpens focus. It doesn't take time away from your goals, it adds life to your goals. And perhaps the most overlooked part, mental energy. Guard your attention. Not everything deserves a response. Not every notification requires your presence. The ultra-successful limit energy leaks. Conversations that drain, content that distracts, and people that pull them off course. They're not rude, they're focused. Because they know their energy is limited, and they want to use it where it matters most. Start treating your health and energy like your most valuable resource. Because it is. You can borrow money, but you can't borrow health. You can reschedule a meeting, but you can't reschedule burnout. And you can always chase success, but without energy, you won't catch it. So stop trading sleep for stress. Stop burning out for a temporary boost. Start building a lifestyle that supports your ambition, not one that constantly works against it. When you protect your energy, you protect your edge. And in a world where most people are running on fumes, that edge becomes your advantage. Take care of your body, sharpen your mind, guard your fuel. Because energy isn't optional, it's the engine behind everything you want to build. Number 6, practice intentional communication. If there's one skill that separates the average from the exceptional, it's communication. Ultra-successful people don't just speak, they connect. They don't talk just to be heard. They speak to move things forward. Every word, every conversation, every message is delivered with purpose. And that's not by accident. It's a habit, a deliberate choice made every single day. Most people talk too much and listen too little. But the truly successful understand that listening is the gateway to wisdom. They ask better questions. They stay curious. They pay attention. Because they know that the goal isn't to win the conversation. It's to win clarity. And when they do speak, they speak with direction. They speak with calm, and they speak with conviction. Intentional communication doesn't mean saying more. It means saying what matters. It means removing fluff and speaking from a place of clarity. When you're clear on your values, your goals, your standards, your words begin to carry weight. You stop trying to impress and start trying to express. And it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. Body language, tone, timing, presence. Ultra-successful individuals are fully present in their conversations. They don't scroll through their phones while someone is talking. They don't rush responses just to move on. They engage. They lean in, they make the other person feel heard, because that connection builds trust, and trust builds everything else. They also protect their environment through communication. They set boundaries, and they do it with grace. They say no without guilt, and they say yes with full commitment. They don't allow their time or energy to be consumed by confusion or vague expectations. They clear the air. They clarify the goal. They lead conversations instead of getting lost in them. You want to build a stronger team? Sharpen your communication. You want deeper relationships? Be fully present. You want more influence? Learn how to speak so that people want to listen, and how to listen so that people want to speak. Every relationship, every opportunity, every deal is influenced by your ability to communicate well. It's not just what you know, it's what you can clearly express that creates movement. Make this a daily habit. Reflect on your conversations. Ask yourself, did I speak with purpose? Did I listen to understand? Did I leave this person better than I found them? When you make communication intentional, your world starts to shift, because words are seeds. Plant the right ones, and you'll harvest the future you want. Talk less, mean more. Listen deeper, speak with power. That's how leaders are built, one intentional word at a time. Number 7, reflect, adjust, and repeat. Success is not a straight line. It's not a perfect plan executed flawlessly. It's a messy, winding road filled with lessons, adjustments, and course corrections. The ultra-successful don't pretend to get everything right. They make it a habit to reflect and recalibrate. Every day they take a moment to look back, learn, and improve. They don't wait for a crisis to change. They evolve constantly through quiet daily reflection. Most people live on autopilot. They repeat the same actions, make the same mistakes, and wonder why nothing changes. But the high achievers pause. They ask themselves, what worked today? What didn't? Where did I waste time? What can I do better tomorrow? This isn't self-criticism. It's self-mastery. Reflection gives you clarity. It turns your day into data. And when you have the data, you can make better decisions. A journal, a quiet walk, a few minutes in silence. These simple tools become powerful when used consistently. It's not about writing a novel every night. It's about being honest with yourself. You can't grow if you're not paying attention to where you are. Once you reflect, you adjust. That's where most people stop. They notice a pattern but never shift it. The ultra-successful don't just observe. They act. They pivot. They experiment. They upgrade their routines, refine their mindset, eliminate distractions. They treat each day like a draft, not a finished product. And then comes the repeat. This is where transformation happens. Because anyone can reflect once, or change something once. But true success is built in the repetition. It's the compound effect of those small daily improvements that turns average into excellence. It's not one massive leap. It's thousands of tiny steps, taken with awareness. Make it a daily habit. At the end of each day, take 5 to 10 minutes to review. Ask yourself the tough questions. Celebrate the wins, identify the gaps, and then plan your next move. Not next week, not next month. Tomorrow. Growth is always in the next step, not in waiting for the perfect moment. When you make reflection part of your daily routine, you stop living by chance and start living by choice. You become the designer of your progress instead of a passive participant in your routine. You stop reacting and start refining. So don't fear mistakes, study them. Don't run from failure, learn from it. Don't guess what's next, review what just happened. Because success isn't about perfection. It's about awareness, adjustment, and the courage to try again. Reflect, adjust, repeat, and do it every day. That's how the ultra-successful build their edge, not through luck, but through quiet discipline, practiced daily, when no one is watching. So there you have it. 7 daily habits that form the foundation of ultra-successful lives. And notice something important here. None of them require special talent, luck, or privilege. They don't demand that you be the smartest in the room or the fastest on your feet. What they require is something far more powerful: discipline. The discipline to show up. The discipline to choose growth over comfort. The discipline to repeat the small things that lead to big outcomes. Start the day before it begins. Prepare your mind. Prepare your mission. Then, when the morning comes, own that first hour. Don't give it away to chaos. Build yourself before the world has a chance to shape your direction. Then move into your work with focus. Do what matters most before the distractions. Even wake up. Feed your mind with daily learning, because a sharp mind is your greatest asset. Protect your energy and your health, because without them, no success will be sustainable. Communicate with purpose. Speak with clarity. Listen with intent and connect with people in ways that matter. And above all, reflect, adjust, and come back stronger tomorrow. These habits are not just tasks, they're a lifestyle, a structure, a rhythm that creates progress. If you want to change your life, don't wait for the weekend or the first of the month or January 1st. Start with your next decision. Start with the next hour, because how you live your days is how you live your life. And yes, it may feel small at first. You might not see fireworks, but trust this, your future is being built in silence. Every habit you build in private will eventually show up in public. The world will see the results, but only you will know the routine that made it possible. So here's your challenge. Choose one of these habits. Just one. Start today. Make it your priority. Master it. And when it becomes part of you, stack the next one. Keep going. Keep growing. Because success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day. You don't have to be perfect, but you must be consistent. That's the difference maker. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the curious from the committed. Build the habits. Build the life. You are the architect of your future, and it starts with what you do today.